I think the market will pull back maybe 10 or 20%, but this is most likely probably the best buying time that there'll ever be again in the future. Hi, my name's Dylan Weston. I'm a popular investor at eToro. I chose eToro because I was fortunate enough in the past to make a decent amount of money investing. Been investing for about 10 years. When I found out about eToro during COVID, and a lot of friends and family, they always wanted to get advice from me, and eToro has the best feature, which is copy trading. So whatever I do with my personal money, that will then happen to their accounts. So it was like the perfect solution for them. I primarily focus on US-based tech companies. I know they're always talked about in the media, but it seems like the trend over the last decade is these big tech companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, they continue to outperform, and I believe that will happen in the next 10 years as well. My investing strategy evolves a lot around thinking that I am an Australian citizen with a lot of risk with my personal finances in Australia. So imagine if I have a house and a job in Australia, I want to diversify away from that. So that's why I believe it's a great investment to be investing into places like the US. Some tips that I'll give for someone that's never invested before is, I'll just take it really, really slowly. I'll be thinking about investing like only 1% of your net worth at any given moment. And I'll be wanting to see that that investment with that 1% has actually made a profit over 6 months to 12 months before I consider investing more money. That way you mitigate the risk of blowing up your entire portfolio and have to start from scratch. The hardest thing with investing is adapting to the market changes. I think what we need to be thinking about when that happens is we need to be planning out 6 months to 12 months in advance and just know that it's normal for the market to correct 10%, 20%, 30%. Even in the great financial crisis, the market corrected 55%. And the odds are that that will happen again in the future. So we just need to be emotionally prepared for that. And usually, based on history, if you were to deploy more money and invest near those low prices, you'll make even more into the future. The reason why I believe someone should copy me is I think I have a good diversification across the world. I have a large portion of my net worth invested into the US in technology companies, but also places like China. Who knows, China may become the superpower in the future. I've also liked to look at the European companies with the luxury goods, like Louis Vuitton and Hermes and all of that. They have the ability to mark up something which is just a handbag and sell it at an extremely high price, which results in obviously a lot of profit. So that's the way I'm looking at my view on investing on eToro. My thoughts are on the market for the rest of the year is, obviously I don't have a crystal ball, but my base case is that I think the market will pull back maybe 10 or 20%, but this is most likely probably the best buying time that there'll ever be again in the future. Because whenever the market breaks out to an all-time high and then pulls back, that is honestly one of the best times to buy, because it usually starts a 5 to 6 year bull run. What I love about eToro is I honestly get to connect with so many like-minded people because it's more of a social media platform meets investing. So we have the ability to check other people's portfolios. They're so transparent, we can see what they're invested in. And if we like what we see, we can potentially even message that person and start a conversation and get to know them more and what are they thinking about that investment. So I've personally found that extremely helpful.